It's an hour's drive from Canada's Continental Church in Toronto, or half-hour drive from Pearson International Airport. But it will feel like it's 1,000 miles away because this is the place that still says, Untrammeled Ontario Wilderness. It's a legendary retreat, long the destination for cosmopolitan Canadians who wanted to reconnect with their pioneer roots, if only by strapping on the skis and hitting the slopes. Specifically, it's the former Hockley Highlands estate, now the ideal home for the new Church of Scientology Advanced Organization Canada. It spreads 190 acres, and its buildings comprise 159,000 square feet. All told, it's exactly what is required to assist Canadian Scientologists through the ultimate frontier at the top of the bridge to total freedom. The central structure once hosted weekenders checking in with all seasonal sporting gear in tow. When renovations are completed, it'll have the perfect configuration for another adventure entirely at Canada's Advanced Organization and St. Hill Counseling and Training Organization. Of course, that means giving it the full ideal design treatment. As in, every inch will not only spell Rustic Lodge, but it will say Welcome Home to all Canadian parishioners. Today, greater numbers than ever before ascend the Scientology Bridge, thanks to the full recovery of the works of founder L. Ron Hubbard. For with that were restored the fundamentals of Scientology itself. Accordingly, here's a bookstore that reflects Scientology's new golden age of knowledge. While for Canadians participating in upper-level counseling, here's what will be transformed into the Advanced Courses Room. Needless to say, this is where they'll embark on an excursion of a spiritual nature. Then, it's the Advanced Hubbard Guidance Center, offering parishioners a picture-perfect view of the Canadian wilderness in all its natural splendor. And no matter the season, this is where they'll shed foliage of another kind altogether as they journey through the advanced realms. As for a word on capacity, it'll have more than 50 rooms, each perfectly appointed for Scientology auditing. And because Canadians will be arriving from Nova Scotia and Newfoundland in the east, and British Columbia in the west, and for that matter all points from Quebec to the Yukon Territory, here's where they'll be checking in. The Advanced Organization Lodge is expressly designed for both those staying a weekend or for the longer term to intensively trek the higher spiritual levels. And needless to say, it'll be first class in every respect. Then again, parishioners from across Canada will gather in the new Advanced Organization Conference Centre. It's where Canadian Scientologists will host seminars and summits to help bring the Church's humanitarian initiatives to every province. This space once served as a happy hour watering hole, where resort guests could check the latest hockey scores. As this is Canada, no one is necessarily ruling out hockey, but here's where parishioners will get refreshments throughout the day. Moreover, through spring and summer, or even into fall and winter, as Canadians aren't particularly fazed by a plunging thermometer, they can step onto the patio for a break from session or course in the great outdoors. The church will keep the name of the restaurant, but swap out everything else with all ingredients for a facility truly befitting an advanced organization. The menu will cater to the full range of Canadian palates, from Vancouver's lumberjack breakfasts to Quebec's steam dogs and croque monsieur. While as for the accommodations themselves, here's a look at one of the future guest room suites. And yes, every room will be perfectly appointed, raising the comfort factor while reducing the physical universe distractions. And then, at the hub of it all, there's the new pavilion. It was originally designed as an event venue, and the church will be using it as the same, though it will be virtually unrecognizable after the makeover. The ground floor will suitably conform to the layout of public information displays, with corresponding offices for church-supported programs. The balance of this wing will house the auditorium itself. This is where the topmost of Canadian parishioners will converge for weekly graduations, briefings, and conventions, not to mention the full calendar of international events. While to cut wide the trail for Canadian Scientologists to arrive at the top of the bridge, there's one more vital component to the equation: the new Continental Liaison Office, Canada. It's from here that staff members will be guiding expansion across every province and territory, providing the means by which everyone can move up the bridge and attain spiritual freedom. Of course, L. Ron Hubbard mapped all the hows and wherefores in organizational policy. And it's at the future Continental Training Organization that executive teams will be equipped to head up the ideal Scientology churches of today and tomorrow. But since bringing true help means the coordinated efforts of all sectors, it's from here Canadians will also guide the programs for all social betterment activities, training on LRH administrative technology, and Scientology missions and groups, from the Northwest Passage to Niagara Falls. While to bring the technology to every settlement across the second largest nation of Earth, and in both official languages, English and French, this Continental Liaison Office will also have an on-site audio-visual office for Golden Era Productions, complete with a built-in recording studio for bilingual translations. And finally, situated at the heart of this new upper-level base will be the office in honor of L. Ron Hubbard. It will stand in tribute to his vision of a future that extended well beyond the great outdoors and straight on up to the stars. And there you have it, the International Association of Scientologists sponsored Future Continental Liaison Office and Advanced Organization of Canada.